Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are back with another episode of the Piledriver. I am the best in the world. Next to me is my homie V-Rad. And if you are not subscribed on the YouTube channel, if you're watching us on the YouTube channel right now, first off, we appreciate you. Second of all, if you've already clicked that little bell, thank you so much. If you haven't clicked that little bell, subscribe to the boys. That way you know when we're going live on the tube. Vince, how are you this evening? Special Labor Day episode.
Oh yeah, we got the day off, so just big chilling. Went and picked up a table from the homeboy Tommy, the BBC out there.
Nice.
So shout out.
Yeah, Tommy. Definitely I was gonna throw some flowers his way yesterday. Invited us all over. We had a nice little hullabaloo, I'll call it. We had a nice little hullabaloo with the Mega family. Obviously Cole Johnson, Chris Onyx was there, the Ultra Star, Ashton Day, Brazzi Suave family, and we all got to hang out. Kids went swimming, we ate some food. Shout out to Tommy for cooking cooking chicken and burgers and pizza on the Blackstone pizza oven, bro. They went all out for us yesterday. Amanda made some mac and cheese. Zoe made a pineapple upside down cake.
Hey.
Yeah. And then we had a nice little fire. We had some s'mores. We kicked it hard yesterday with the Mega Fam. It was a good time.
Awesome.
Saturday, you and I got to take in OCW Beach Bash. Now, Vince, this was your first OCW show. Go ahead and give me your rundown, buddy.
Well,
not the whole rundown, just as a whole. All
right.
What did you think? Because we've been to plenty other shows.
Oh yeah, no, and so I was gonna say this is gonna be like from my first perspective, from the first moment we pulled down this road. We were pretty far out. We took about an hour to get there. Drove by the Goodyear blimp facility, where they store it, and it's out there down there in Akron area. But you told me it was a campground. You told me it was a beach bash, but I really didn't expect to show up to like the lake down there, and seeing people running around in swim trunks and whatnot. I was like, wow, this is I was not expecting all of that. So but it was pretty interesting, to be honest. There's people we knew, people we didn't know, people we just seen recently, and this wasn't the first outdoor show that we had been a part of, especially after last weekend's Russell Rager. But it was fun. Little slow start for sure.
Little slow start. I agree with that. It was fun. Once again, Jeffrey LaRoque was in attendance. If you're not familiar, he got beat up by Jimmy Shane, and that's really all we'll talk. That's really all we'll talk about, Jeffrey LaRoque. But overall, as a whole, I really do love the venue at Melody Park. It's a cool, like they say it, they have Pedro as the announcer, and he tells everybody, you can buy a ticket to the park, you can buy a season pass to Melanie Lake if you live in that area, which looks like a cool place where they have events, and then you get all the wrestling for free. You're essentially a general admission to the wrestling if you have a season pass to Melanie Lake. But I don't know, man. I feel like it's the same problems with OCW as it was when we left, and obviously you weren't privy to the earlier stuff when we did OCW before. It was an okay show.
It was.
The after intermission saved it.
Oh, for sure. I mean, there were, wow, man, you and me both, and Zoe even, there was times that me and Zoe were looking at each other like, what is going on right now? Definitely scratching our heads a little bit with their little side quests, if you would.
Yeah.
But all in all, it was pretty interesting. We saw, like I said, we saw some familiar faces. Seeing alienated youth, but it wasn't even alienated youth. It was what was Adam?
Adam Wick, and I believe his
Yes.
name's Riley something. I apologize for not knowing his name.
Yeah.
I'll Google it, right? I'll get him up on the Ohio and see what it was, because he was involved. And I mean, as much as we all kind of knew that DD Trash was going to win this match, they're very over.
Oh yeah, way over there.
Wrestling. So we knew his name is Riley Reinhardt.
Riley Reinhardt. Okay.
And his partner, I don't know his partner's name. It doesn't say. Martian Webb. It does. Martian Webb is his partner, and Martian Webb unfortunately was injured, but he found a replacement in Adam Wick. I will say that Adam Wick was impressive. Alienated Youth, I've seen them a couple times, and I've been impressed. I was excited to see them come back. Tim Cross in the chat, boo, you guys should have came to RS. Boo, you guys should have came to RSW for Mr. Twist's return to RSW. I did see that our boy Marcus Twist returned. I did see that my boy DD Vice won the Fire 4-way. So, hey, Tim, don't worry about it. We're talking. We are in talks. We will be down to West Virginia, I promise. But we took in the local show because we had stuff going on up here, buddy. Nothing. It's not personal against you, I promise. Here, put your comment up on the screen. Everybody go follow Tim Cross and RSW. They're doing big things too. Ohio, West Virginia connection. But yeah, it was good. Martian Webb injured. This dude Adam Wick shows up, and they pushed DD Trash to the limit. DD Trash able to prevail and keep their titles.
They also got the kisses they wanted.
And they did get the kisses. But like I told you, I think I told you before the show, DD Trash always gets the kisses from these ladies on the front row, dude. And it'd be wild, dude. It's crazy.
Oh no, I wasn't expecting it, and it got that weird, that wild, that fast. So those
100%. I do want to say a shout out because I forgot, and we're totally going out of order here. I went out of order. We had Robbie Starr against Will the Thrill. This match was first. I'll go in order. Will the Thrill. I wasn't impressed.
No,
I wasn't impressed with Will the Thrill.
No,
my first time seeing him, I know that he was Jimmy Shane's partner at one point, and now it makes sense why Jimmy Shane dropped the dead weight.
Yeah, seriously.
Obviously Jimmy Shane has beef with both Robbie Starr and Will the Thrill. Will the Thrill from a different promotion, I believe, War Wrestling in Lima, Ohio. But they were, tag team partners there. Will the Thrill making his OCW debut, getting a shot at the Ohio Heritage champion Robbie Starr. But Jimmy, also being a former partner of Robbie Starr's in the Winners, he was kind of there for this whole match, outside the ring, drinking beers, hanging out. And, he definitely made his presence known after Robbie Starr was able to pick up the win. So he came in and attacked both men.
That was brutal. I really wasn't expecting that. Like, you saw him come out, Jimmy with the chair, and I thought he was gonna attack him right there and then. He's like, "Nah, I'm gonna go hang out with these guys, drink some beer." Like, okay, bet, that's some respect there. Just gonna let them get out. And then when he saw the opportunity after both men were wore down pretty good, he seized that, and man, it was something else. So, but I'm very grateful that Jimmy took care of Jeffrey LaRoque pretty quickly.
Well, that's exactly where I was gonna head into it with this. After this match, Jimmy clears the ring, just beats up Robbie and Will the Thrill. General manager Glenn Lane comes out with Jeffrey LaRoque, like as a bodyguard.
Yeah, you saw him like puffing his chest out and everything. It was pretty silly.
Like he took his glasses off. He's like, oh. Like, what are you gonna do? Jimmy slammed his head into the barricade and then tossed him over. And then we never saw Jeffrey LaRoque again for the rest of the time.
Never. No. So shout out to Jimmy for that. Thank you.
One of the big surprises in this match, though, or at this point of the show, was that Glenn Lane comes out. He's got a microphone. He says he's got plans for Jimmy, etc., etc. Pulls his phone out and gets a phone call mid interview and says that it's the boss man, Jeremy Caudill, and he has something really cool in store for Jimmy Shane. At this point, I looked at you, dude, and I was like, oh my God, it's Cool Ass Andy.
Yeah.
And sure as fuck, riding in on a Harley Davidson motorcycle on the back of Jeremy Caudill's motorcycle was cool ass Andy.
Then what an entrance! Like holy cow! Just that was something else as well. Like I was not expecting. I've seen some pretty wild entrances, but I don't think I've ever actually seen anyone show up on the back of a motorcycle.
Like cool ass Andy was riding the beach.
Yep, jamming though. They were jamming.
They were jamming. They were jamming. I
I
mean,
wish.
and it's look, it was funny, dude. It was funny.
Yeah.
But you know, I wish I'd have took more pictures. We were kind of just enthralled in the moment at that time. We kind of didn't take a whole bunch of pictures. Of the most pictures I think we took were of the triple threat heavyweight championship match and of the hardcore match at the end.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because this, it was, for sure, just taking it in. We were just enjoying it because we were outside. It looked like it was
The
supposed
weather
to
was
rain.
beautiful. The weather was
Oh,
beautiful.
well, yeah, like we thought it was gonna rain though, and that's
Yeah.
even like Pedro said that when we started. He said, everyone was scared it was gonna rain, but no, we couldn't have asked for a better day.
Yeah, ended up being a great day. Not too hot, not too cold. Obviously we had Jimmy Shane going against cool ass Andy. Jimmy Shane kicked him in the dick, lost by disqualification. Cool ass Andy wins. And what I believe was his OCW debut. He's 1-0 in OCW now because Jimmy Shane kicked him in the dick. But hey, a win's a win. After this, I really wanted to get your take on this match because I do very much enjoy his matches sometimes. You had the master mime Jean-Paul Le Miserable going one-on-one against the professional Brandon Fields.
Okay. You prepped me a little bit. You told me about the mime going into it. He was a treat. He was entertaining. I wanted to see more. I think there was.
He didn't do as much mime stuff as I'm used to him normally doing. Like I've seen him do the rope before, and they're like, what? And they pull him across the ring and shit. Like I've seen him do that. I've seen him put people in a box.
That's what I was hoping for. I wanted to see a wall or a box. We saw a lot of book. That was cool. He pulled the book out a couple times. I think that was what he was going for too. I think he had that one running. Remember he pulled the glove out, and then he did play that back. So I will give him those flowers. He does keep the gimmick going as he goes, so like people will have to remember, oh, he's got the glove, he's got the loaded glove on. So he was good. And that doesn't say that the professional didn't leave me hanging as well. I saw some pretty good moves out there. I love
Brandon Fields. Yeah, exactly. Yep. I love Brandon Fields. He's a great wrestler.
He's a good wrestler, so that was cool to see. That was good. It was a good match.
He was able to pick up the win. Brandon Fields picking up the win over the master mime. And then we had like I said, like we talked about earlier, the tag team match. And then after the tag team match, we went to intermission. And really, I mean, as well as enjoyable as the mime was and stuff like that, the first half of that show fell flat in my opinion.
Yep.
It just and again, I hate to say it. I love OCW as I always will. Essentially, they're the ones that gave me my start in this business. But it's the same 40 people. It's the same 10 wrestlers. You brought in a couple new heads. But other than that, I don't know. You need to expand a roster a little bit. You need more local wrestlers that want to work every show. And, sure, they had Uncle Wilbur come in, which was great. But after intermission is when it really picked up. We came back from intermission and they started it off hot. Triple threat match for the heavyweight championship. Luis, the Dominican Hercules Casanova, going against Big Tommy Chill, going against Lord Thomas the Brute, your OCW heavyweight champion. And if you're familiar with Tommy, Lord Thomas the Brute. You might know him as Vince only knew him before this. Tommy Irish from, the Made Men with him and Gino. So this was Vince's introduction to the Brute character. And I myself have always been a giant fan of the Brute. Zoe loves Lord Thomas the Brute. So how did you like Lord Thomas the Brute as a character? Like very different, but in the best way possible is how I see. Like it's just wild.
No, for sure, for sure. I mean, so I'm a nerd, and the moment that he gets that call, that announce that he's from Midgar, he's got my attention like right away. Very interesting, very powerful. Like you said, I'm used to like the kind of Irish gangster style Tommy, but this Lord Thomas held some power to him, and I'm not gonna lie though, the fuzzy boots had me like sideways. Like I was like, oh my god. I kind of focused on those for a little too long, but he looked damn good out there, damn menacing. Definitely gave me a little more. I want to say I saw a moment where he had his hair in front of him, and he had this Triple H look to him, and I was like, yo, okay, I'm into this.
Yeah, no, I've always been a fan of Lord Thomas Sabruti. He's really good at everything. Like it was once a heel, became babyface Matt Taylor and him were a tag team at one point, and Matt Taylor kind of turned on him, and Lord Thomas Sabruti was forced to go heel or forced to go face, and like it just he's such a better face. I love it so much.
Cool.
Dominican Hercules seemed like he got the brunt of this match. He just got beat up a lot.
Yeah, they kicked him to the side like really, really fast. I noticed that like multiple times too. I think both Thomas and Big Chill, they were just kicking him off the ropes, not even letting him get a time in. I did notice he had a little bit of a fan base though, so he got his licks in as
Yeah,
well. I noticed.
yeah.
Looked like maybe his wife was over there in the corner videotaping the whole match, so that was cool.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I'm a big fan of his as well. He does throw some mean Germans, and he's actually a pretty solid wrestler as well. Um, Overall, Lord Thomas the Brute able to walk away victorious. It was a good match. Just like I said, the second half of the show was really good. The first half was not as good. After this, we had a grudge match. Now, I know you're not as familiar with the storylines in OCW, but you are familiar with these wrestlers. At one point, they were a tag team, Vince. They were the Elect Truck Company. And it was Jake Ely, the Thunderbird, and Truck Morris. And, Truck Morris, Vince went their separate ways, and Truck constantly accuses Jake of being a cheater, which we've all seen Jake have a loaded boot before when he throws that thunder kick. It happens. Jake has adamantly tried to tell Truck that he's changing his ways. He's going back to being a good guy. He wants, to win clean. And this whole match, he proved that by wrestling a clean match.
Yeah, it was kind of wild to see, honestly.
Truck Morris tried adamantly to get Jake Ely to go back to old ways, and Jake Ely refused. Eventually picking up the win, rolling up Truck Morris, getting the W, clean win, offering. He throws the hand out afterwards. He threw the hand out, and Truck Morris refused to shake the hand of Jake Ely.
Yeah, even going as far as to begging Natalie as well. Jake was trying to get through to them, but they weren't trying to hear it.
So we can only see where this goes. Truck Morris grabs Natalie, storms out of the ring, refusing to shake Jake Ely's hand. Jake Ely gets a standing ovation from the fans in attendance, for winning the match clean, trying to go back. Some of the fans obviously still calling him, Thunder Chicken, stuff like that. And Tommy in the chat, Fire Chicken.
Fire Chicken.
It is what it is. But Jake Ely's trying to change his ways. I've always been a fan of Jake Ely, so for him to go out and win clean, perfect. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And then last but most certainly not least, the match that saved the whole show, in my opinion. Fans bring the weapons match. Uncle Wilbur and Dontavio going 2-on-2 with the sure bet Asher Knox and the made man Gino DiCapo. And boy, this match did not disappoint.
No, it did not. I have a little bit of a
Speaking of, real quick, in the chat, as we start talking about his match, Uncle Wilbur's in the chat. Cousin Jake is a stand-up guy most of the time. I would agree with you on.
But yeah, so I have a little bit of a taste for the blood, and we got that. I wasn't expecting it. Like I said, this is my first time, but Man, my boys put in some work. And I think out of all three or all four of these guys, the one person that I wasn't familiar with going into this was Asher Knox. I don't think I've seen him perform
I've
before. I've
I've
seen
only
Gino.
I was gonna say I've only ever seen Asher work OCW. I don't think I've ever seen Asher work anywhere else. I could be wrong, but I've only seen him work OCW.
That makes sense. But yeah, then Wilbur and Dontavio, my guys, you did such fucking amazing work out there. And we even got to see some pretty awesome spots. I mean, okay, guys, I gotta say this, and I kind of broke my heart, and I know he's smiling right now. Mike knows exactly
Oh,
what I'm gonna
oh,
say.
I know where you're going.
Please, so
This is on Gino.
you
This is
know,
on Gino.
yeah, guys, next time you want to like do this, take those Guitar Hero guitars to the record exchange before you destroy them, because they're worth like a couple bucks, man. I'm not telling you, you're gonna get a lot, but man, that was
No,
like
at
120
one point,
bucks.
what Vince is referring to, at one point, Gino DiCapo goes to this barrel of weapons that they had. So they had a barrel, and all the fans were supposed to put their weapons that they brought in this barrel. Well, I thought they were going to be strewn across the ring, like when it was time for the match. But it just Uncle Wilbur and Dontavio just brought the fucking whole barrel out with them.
Yep.
And in the barrel were Guitar Hero guitars. One of them was a wireless one. And Vince saw it and was like, I seen the little kid in him. I seen the exchange worker light up, like buy, sell, trade.
Yep.
And Gino grabbed it by the end and held Dontavio up by the throat on the ring post, went to hit Dontavio with it. Dontavio moved, and I'll just say $100. This $100 guitar smashed all over the thing, and Vince just went.
Yep.
It was really, really funny.
This is all
Yeah,
that's left.
Vince has pieces.
I'm saving it. I got a jar now. Here, this. You'll find this funny. I've got this jar, and I've been putting pieces of stuff that I find after matches in there. We got dice last
I was gonna
week.
say you got Nipsey Hussle's dice in there, don't you?
Yep, I got dice. I'm gonna put the guitar in there, and then we're not gonna. I'll wait till we get to the end, but I got another piece I'm adding in there. I left it on my persons for now. But yeah, so this match went crazy, right? Seriously.
Yeah, no, and not too long after this, Uncle Wilbur comes out of left field, hits Gino with a trash can lid, and then reaches down in the pail, a garbage can, whatever the weapons were in, and pulls out a staple gun, like a handheld industrial. Like I use one of these at work, bro. Like, and it has $1, and he says, "Who wants to bet $1 on the made man?" Proceeds to walk over to Gino and staple this $1 to his fucking chest.
It was bad. It was so bad.
It gives me the willies just thinking about it now because it's fucking rough.
It's gotta be. I mean, that moment, you're not. It's just a whole staple into your, meat of your body, and then, you got this thing hanging on you, that dollar. Hell, we got I think what, $5 in total. I was trying to keep a count, but
something like that. At least 3 or 4, yeah. And Asher got one stapled to his back. Gino got another one stapled to his left arm, like right here in the meat. Yeah. It was at one point I can't remember. I don't know what weapon did it. Something busted Gino open. And he was bleeding already before Uncle Wilbur stapled him. Because in the video that I have of Uncle Wilbur stapling him, I got that whole video. Yeah, he went down like, and he was already busted open. So something happened before that. I know Uncle Wilbur got thrown against the trailer, and they grinded his head on the little metal diamond plate, and that made Uncle Wilbur bleed. They used 2 of our 4 weapons that we brought. We brought a crutch, some trim, a golf club, and a shovel. And Asher Knox used our trim to break over Dontavio's back, and the crutch was used multiple times.
Oh, the crutch was used like almost the entire the whole entire match. Like that was great.
And then at one point, Gino DiCapo comes out of left field with probably the biggest bag of fucking thumbtacks I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it kept coming. And then like you watched it pour out and you thought it would already have stopped and it just kept coming and coming.
For a good like 7 seconds. Like I'm not even exaggerating. Like it was just like
imagine what a normal ring looks like, and it took up a quarter of the ring.
Yeah.
Easy.
And like there were TVs, there were all kinds of
shout out to
Uncle Wilbur. Shout out to Uncle Wilbur. Looked right dead at us front row and said, "You want a pile driver?" Bam! Pile driver on a TV.
The crack of it, man. Oh, so good.
It was just beautiful. At one point, Dontavio hit Asher with a cutter. Asher got thrown into the tax. Gino got thrown into the tax. I believe everybody went into the tax.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
Everybody got slammed in some way in the tax, and once they had made their way, because like Vince said, they covered a quarter of the freaking ring. There was no way that you could avoid them, essentially. I did what I always do. Like Vince said, he likes to keep little memorabilia pieces. I do like to get thumbtacks, and I put them in my shoe. So yeah, I have me and Zoe actually did it too, which made me a little proud. She grabbed a thumbtack and put it in the bottom of her shoe. So yeah, me and Zoe have thumbtacks from the Uncle Wilbur match in our shoe.
Tossed me one too. I had to take it. Yeah. So shout out though that. Oh man, and then don't forget, Otavio got a tack stuck in his head, bro. 2.
Dude, I know. Dude, you got a picture of that? Like Vince took a sweet picture. Dontavio had a legit, like it was all the way in his head, like just deep in there. So shout out to my boy for taking that one. That was.
Yeah. I showed Liz, my wife, after everything was said and done that night. She looked at me and was like, "That's gross. I'm kind of glad I didn't go." And I was like, it was great. I don't know what you're talking about. It was great.
In the chat, we have the winner of the match. It took I took about 100 tacks out of my boots this morning. Worth it to beat those 2 bums. The main man, Gino DiCapo.
That's good, Gino.
And I mean, 100%. Like I said, this match was fucking phenomenal. This match definitely saved the show. Gino DiCapo and Asher Knox able to pick up the victory. Again, I missed their spots that I missed that I wanted it. DVD. Asher Knox DVD, Dontavio on the other TV.
Yeah, you're right. Right.
Dontavio went up. Dontavio was going to do it to him. Asher Knox raked the eyes, reversed it, and flipped it on Dontavio. We got, like I said, we got the pile driver, the thumbtacks, the crutch, the dive from Dontavio outside. But then again, you had Gino DiCapo slamming down, Asher Knox throwing power bombs. Just these men, just all 4 of these men. Shout out to these men putting on a good show for the fans. And we talked to them afterwards. Everybody was okay, so that's good too. Nobody was hurt, seriously hurt. So shout out to everybody for putting on a show for us. We definitely appreciate it. You gave us our money's worth with that one. Brazzy Suave in the chat, the homies. What's up, my boy? What's up, my guy? We got to hang out, like I said yesterday, with him. Brazzy's daughter and my daughter kind of essentially just linked up and became BFFs yesterday. It was kind of cool. So yeah, it was a big mega family at Papa Johnson's house yesterday. I do want to talk this week a little bit about this coming weekend before we get into anything else. So
we gotta rate it.
Oh, we do gotta rate it. You are correct. Go ahead. I'll give you Zoe's rating first.
Let's give Zoe's rating first.
2.
2 pile drivers.
Zoe gives it a 2 out of 5 pile drivers.
All right. So what's yours?
I was in the same boat as Zoe. I was thinking it was going to be a 2. The last match kind of, like I said, saved the show for me. I'll give him a 2.5.
2.5? 2.5?
I'll give him a 2.5.
All right. Yep. So I'll double that. With that being said, like you and Zoe, I definitely was wanting a little more after that the intermission, but our boys gave us our money's worth at the end. So I'll go ahead and I'll give them a 3 out of 5 pile drivers. I think that rounds us up to right around What did you say? 275.
I'd say about a 275, almost a 3, for an overall show. And it wasn't bad. Again, it's not bad. The last 3 matches definitely saved the first show for the first 3 matches. No offense to the people in the first 3 matches. They were good matches. Crowd really didn't give a shit. Nobody really cared.
Yeah, I think we were the loudest, as we usually are.
Yeah, as per usual.
Well, no, okay. There was the one guy across from us that was, getting in the face of people. That was cool. I was kind of actually enjoying that a lot.
Yeah, there was. And then there was the one time when Ron fell. Remember when they came into the guardrail and Ron and Amy sitting next to us and Ron fell backwards?
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Ron and Amy. I love them. They're great. We see them all the time. Sanders J. Charles in the chat. I'm not sure who Sanders J. Charles is, but hey, what's up?
Guys.
We're doing great. How are you doing, my guy? Brazzi says, shout out to Zoe. Yeah, Zoe kicked ass yesterday. But yeah, so I do want to talk this week. We didn't get a chance to eat Bob's Hamburg either. Normally we didn't. We weren't hungry. We ate before we came and stuff. This weekend, though, you may have heard that some of our friends are making a trip this weekend. KOA Wrestling in Petersburg, Michigan will be having a show. And we got some matches announced. We will have a fatal 4-way for the number 1 contenders match for the KOA Heavyweight Championship. JP Levin, good friend of the pod, will be showing up. Mr. Party All Night Preston Riker. The Man with the Plan Ray Stewart, and Strong Style KJM. We will have a fatal 4-way for the number 1 contendership for KOA Wrestling. I'll see what other matches we got here. We have another match. Another big friend of the pod, Big Hungry Cody Gray, will be going against King Brasa.
Huh.
Okay, so King Brasa, if I'm not mistaken, is the guy that formerly known as Jackson Cade. Remember when we went to RSW and it was Vinnie Maverick versus that other big guy in the ring?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's King Brasa.
Okay.
So him versus Cody should be really good. And then I know that we have another match. I don't know if it was announced, but I know that it's happening. I'm not going to say it if it's not been announced on his page because I know that it's going down. Colt Johnson will be in action.
Okay.
JD Smooth will be in action.
Okay.
We will have the American Made Big Gun. Excuse me.
Bless you.
It might come again. Nope, just one. That's fucking weird. The American Made Big Gun James Lethal and Team USSR with the USSR kid Sean Resnick and Razor Sharp to be there to see what happens. So I don't know if they're going to be in a match, American Made and the Big Gun. So I assume American Made and the Big Gun are two different people. I apologize. I read that wrong. It looked like there was a run-on sentence there. But the reason that we are telling you about this KOA wrestling event this weekend is, obviously, if you're in the Michigan area, if you're listening to us, Cody Gray became relevant because of the OC. Brandon Xavier says,
"Oh,
the Ohio Chief, throw him up." But this Saturday in KOA, your boy, the best in the world, will be doing his first ring announcing. I actually got to talk to Tommy. I'm going to see if Tommy can make me a little Piledriver, like a polo shirt, like a black polo Piledriver logo.
Yeah,
with the Piledriver logo on it. That way I look nice, but I'm still representing.
Represent. Yeah.
And then, obviously, like I said, we have Cody Gray and Colt Johnson both in action at KOA Campground. These men are teaming up later on this month on September 28th against Meat and Taters, Big Mo, the team of Big Mo, and the Ohio Chief himself, Brandon Xavier. So next week on the show, we will have the Southern Center, Colt Johnson, and Big Hungry, Cody Gray, on at the same time so we can go over KOA, so we can talk about their upcoming match with Meat and Taters, and just, see obviously what, the plan is for the Southern Center and Cody Gray.
Yeah, no, this will be interesting to talk to both parties. There's a little bit of animosity, but they gotta throw that out the window and come together as a team to beat these guys. Meat and Taters, no joke. It's a veteran team right there. So
I
we'll see
mean,
what happens.
not only veteran team, but owner of the company. Like,
Right.
you don't. I'm not saying anything like, you don't just stick around and hang out if you don't love this business the way Brandon Xavier does. Like, it's just, he's got so many tricks up his sleeve. He's the teacher. It's, the same kind of thing that Ashton said last week on Turmoil to Alloway. I taught you what I know, but don't think I taught you everything I know. We saw the match, the old match that was pulled up out of the Mega Archives this past week. It was making the rounds on YouTube of Brandon Xavier versus Jesse Syak. And Brandon just destroyed this guy. So we've seen a little touch of what Brandon can do in the cage with Colt Johnson. But with his partner back in his corner, with somebody watching his back so he doesn't have to worry about the Cody Grays or the the interference from the other side, this is going to be a match to watch, man. And this isn't even the main. This ain't even the main event of Let 'Em Cook. We've already had the main event of the hardest striker, according to the BBC, Tommy. The hardest striker in Mega, Tyreek Kalam, has been granted his wish. On September 28th, he gets Alex Daniels mano a mano for the Mega Heavyweight Championship.
Man, I cannot wait. I am so excited for that match. Tyreek's been wanting this, and he's been going through opponents. Literally, just anybody he's thrown at him, just done. So, hate to say it. Not actually, I don't hate to say it. We're gonna have a new champion.
Oh,
I just have that feeling.
Vince calling it now.
Yep.
Tyreek Kalam going through it. Don't sleep on Alex Daniels, though. He is the Mega champion for a reason. But again, we'll get more in depth about Let 'Em Cook as we get closer to the event. I know that, we do have an event before that, September 21st. We do have Neo Pro Set the Standard. We are back at Stark County Fairgrounds. And I mean, obviously the big story here is the innovator of violence, Tommy Dreamer, in the house.
I'm so excited. Literally, this is hands down one of the biggest things for somebody like me growing up being ECW head. You did not.
I'm actually like the way I didn't mean to cut you off, but like the same way you are, because you've kind of been like this with everybody. Because Neo Pro's brought in some of your these are your legends, Vince.
Oh, for sure.
These are the legends that you want, like the Sandmans, the Shane Douglases, the Tommy Dreamers, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm really fucking pumped to meet Tommy Dreamer. I feel like he's gonna be one of those ones like I was with X-Pac. Like I'm gonna be like, like that, and it's just. Because of who he is. And it's the same thing, like I said, with X-Pac. When we met X-Pac at AIW, I froze. I was like, and he was like, I had that shit. Like I had my fucking Click shirt on where they're pointing at Scott Hall and shit, the Remembrance shirt. And he was like, I was wearing that shirt the other day. That's a cool fucking shirt. And I was just like, thank you.
Yeah. No, and I get that, man, for sure. No, and you couldn't have, like you said, he's the innovator of violence. You couldn't have ECW without Tommy Dreamer. I'm a fiend for the autograph, and you've seen me take a lot of these DVDs lately and getting them signed by all these ECW guys. I had to go through it and weed them out because literally he's on every single one of them. So it's funny. I'm very excited though, just to be able to shake the hands of the man like that.
I agree. What are you getting signed?
So gotta definitely go with two one night stands, the two pay-per-views that always stood out to me. Those are pretty big deals. And then I got a Major Bendy. Those Matt Cardona's little brand.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I'll get that signed. I got the Bloody Chase one. So I like
Okay.
getting my figures signed. Gonna have to get
Well,
one.
you know me. I mean, I meant to bring it down here before the show. I did frame it up at Neo Pro last time at the Gold Rush. We did get to meet Rhino. And I think I found my new favorite thing too. So like I had Rhino sign, or well, Vince actually got it for me. So thank you, Vince. Got me an 8x10, and Rhino made it out to the Piledriver pod. Like it's not made out to me. It's made out to the Piledriver podcast, and that means a little bit more to me, and that was really cool. So I think I'm gonna have Tommy Dreamer do the same. And then obviously we're gonna ask Tommy Dreamer if he'll cut a promo, little 30-second spot to promote the Piledriver podcast. Because if he does, obviously you might see that as a commercial on Mega Championship Turmoil. I'm just saying.
You never know. You never know.
But yeah, so I think I'm gonna have Tommy Dreamer sign me an 8x10, get a cool one, have him make it out to the podcast. But yeah, I'm really pumped for that. And like I said, obviously we'll go over that in more detail when it gets a little closer. This coming Saturday, we got KOA. A couple weeks down the road, we will have Set the Standard, and then we will obviously be at Let 'em Cook at Lorain County Community College on the 28th. And not too long after that, we will be back at Lorain County Community College for Mega Championship Wrestling. Hey, Jive Turkey. So I'm really excited about that as well. No other details have been informed to any of us except for that. So I just know the name of the show. I don't even know the final date yet. We just know the name of the show, and it's our Thanksgiving show. So that should be really, really fun.
I didn't even know the name of the show yet, so that's awesome. I'm excited.
I could be wrong. I could have heard it wrong. I know it has something to do with a Jive Turkey, but every time I hear Jive Turkey, my mind automatically goes to that scene in Anchorman where he's like, nobody called anybody a JT. Nobody called anybody a JT. He called you a cocksucker.
Yes, love it.
I'm sorry. It's in semi-pro, not Anchorman. In the
semi-pro, yeah.
It's in semi-pro, yeah. Every time, that's all I think of. So I'm really excited for that. Megan's got a lot of things cooking. Obviously, letting them cook. September 28th should be at the forefront of your mind. And if you're in the Akron-Kent area, make sure you got your tickets. I know that Front Row's been sold out for a while. And obviously your boys are in there locked in for Tommy Dreamer. And so I'm really pumped for that. It should be a good show. Lots of big names, including Hayden Backlund and Trey Lamar announced as well for the Maserati West Studio 86.
Real Maserati.
That's right. And I can't wait, these Studio 86 chumps.
But the 86 Studio 86.
That's right. But yeah, we don't really have a lot to go left to go tonight. Like I said, we got some stuff coming up this weekend, and next week we will have Colt Johnson and Cody Gray on the show. Followed up a couple weeks later, we're gonna try to get Meat and Taters on. I know Brandon is a go. All right, I know we can get Brandon on here. Big Mo he works a lot. I know he does. He's busy fellow. So, it'll be hard. It'll be a little bit tougher to get Mo on than Brandon. We'll try to get them both. If not, we will get the Ohio Chief on here and see what he's got to say as well. You got some?
No, I'm good.
Oh, I thought you had some. And then like I said, again, I want to shout out all the people at OCW. I mean, even though it wasn't the best show in our opinion, it was still a good show. It was still, the workers still came out and gave everything they had.
And we appreciate the wrestling.
We appreciate you, yeah. And big shout out to Jimmy Shane for knocking Jeffrey LaRoque. I'm going to make sure to watch Rover's Morning Glory tomorrow to see if he's wearing the same outfit that he was wearing at OCW. And if he is, I'm calling in and telling him.
Oh, I hope so. If you do call in, let me know how it goes too, because I want to know about it.
I will. Well, if I call in and get on the air and get to talk to Rover, it'll be on the replay for at least 24 hours.
Oh, so yeah.
You'll be able to go on roverradio.com and watch and listen to when I call. Like, it'll be fucking hilarious if he's wearing the same shit.
Hell yeah.
But all in all, man, that's it we got for you this week. Like I said, if you're not subscribed, get over to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you know that when we're going live. Get over to Mega Championship Wrestling, get your tickets. Get over to neoprotix.com. Get your tickets for Set the Standard. General admission available over there. Let Them Cook still has some front row seats available and some general admission as well. But you definitely a show you guys. Neither one of these shows are going to be ones you want to miss out on. I promise you that.
Nope.
So that's all we got for you tonight. I am the best in the world. That is my boy V-Rad, and we will see you all next week.
Later.